Volume 2 USJ update video, September 25th, year 2000. Entry plaza area work is progressing well. Paving is about 25% complete with the granite pavers. Area development work continues throughout this section. Universal globe is 100% complete. Flagpoles have been installed. Swinging on around toward the east entry gate, which is now fully painted, and the scaffold is down. Pulling on in on the area development paving around the ticket booths. Panning around from streetscape palm installation by the city to the Nico Hotel site, train station, NTT Tower, Keihan in the background. The Kintetsu is up to about 20 floors. Outside sheathing following up. Considerable more development work on the RD&E, swinging around to the Hard Rock site. The entire east entry deck is now painted in, paved, ready for softscape. Universal arch fully painted on the east entry, on around to the entry of the park. Work continues to progress well in the entry plaza, on down through the canopy. On the west block, considerably more progress has been made on paint finishing and final finishing of exteriors. On around through the inside the turnstile area, the two large trees have been installed in this area. Considerable progress continues to be made, swinging on around for a shot on the Universal globe. In the canopy area, Universal Movie Magic, the globe, signage, hard siding cans have appeared, some lighting is operating. On around to the lingerie block, on down toward Hollywood Boulevard, brown derby details have been added. On around west block, east block is still in scaffold, but considerable architecture has been completed, including the corner building, which is absolutely spectacular in its architectural details. Production tour, architectural details completed. Almost all of the exterior skin is on. Moving on down toward the center of the building and the entry, which will be the Foley stage, which is the main portion of our show. Brief shot of the level of detail in the underside of the canopy at Movie Magic. All the lights are in place and lamped, some burning. Development, ET sign has been installed, looks beautiful. Moving on around to Toy Shop, across the street, Studio of Stars, major hardscape is complete. About 50% of the granite pavers have been installed in the area development. On down the street toward Mel's and Animation Celebration. Queue space and area development at Animation Celebration. Swinging on around to Mel's dining car, reaching a fair level of completion. Details in place on the exterior. On down toward Tavern on the Park and Central Park. Good pan around from Animation Celebration. Much hardscape is being completed. On over to Finnegan's Block, as you can see, sections of hardscape paving are appearing everywhere. Curbs, walkways. Swinging on around toward the lagoon. Lagoon is now fully filled. The maxi barges are floating. We'll begin maneuvering them in the next week or so. As soon as we fill Jaws in one shot. On back around to Tavern on the Park. York Department Store, architectural details, signage is beginning. On around down New York Street, Pennsylvania Station, facade block, on down, long shot, in on Discovery Center and Jurassic Park. Scaffolds now coming down on Louis' exteriors. Buildings look really beautiful, well detailed. Facade work continues down Louis Side Street. building in front of is a cast iron building. That's a new dimensional building added to complete the street. Many facades in Area 2 now nearing completion. Pier 39 KWBB. Signage in place on Giardelli's. Signs again, quality is excellent. On down, Back to the Future merch. The new warehouse facades for the restrooms adjacent to BTTF looks excellent. On to the entry of the Japanese restaurant and scaffolding down on Louis' facades back to the corner of Louis'. The new point of view from Lombard's second floor, swinging around toward Central Park, on around to Amity, excuse the scaffold, on back around toward Discovery Center and Jurassic Park. Brief shot of the obelisk that was dedicated 3 weeks ago in the Japanese tradition to the constructors of Universal Studios. We brought you the power of Hollywood. A good shot of one of the maxi barges floating, trimmed level, waitering maneuvering trials sometime next week. And from Central Park across Tavern on the Park, Brown Derby facade, on down to Snoopy's soundstage, swinging on around to Pantages exterior facade, completing well, on down Hollywood Boulevard, particularly Hollywood Boulevard South. Exteriors are pretty well finished. Scaffolds come down on the first half of the street. Curbs are being formed. Snoopy area, Woodstock's kids fast food. Details beginning to appear inside and out. Some neon already installed. On down Western Street, around to Snoopy Studios. Further view of Snoopy Studios. Much acceleration of area development. You can see the arch has been completed in preparation for the Schultz event. Fountain tile has been put in place. Area development paving cleaned up all around this area, back around to the water slide. Western Street, almost all the scaffold is down. Paint finishing is complete. You can see the hotel facades almost fully complete. On back around to Snoopy. Wild West attraction signage has been installed and is complete. Area development work proceeding in the plaza in front of Wild West. Pre-show holding backings in place at Animal Actors. Swinging on around through Wild West Plaza. Prop buildings complete. Plaza tree planters being developed. Hardscape for queues at Wild West and Animal Actors now being roughed in. On around back to the corner of Western Street, Western Barbecue, and Mercantile. Amity area development all the way down the street, 50% base paved. Shelters are complete. Chicken restaurant looking very good. On around toward entrance to Amity, the queue, entrance buildings, and on around to Amity Ice Cream and water slide. The view through Central Park, the solarium, on around area development fountain has already been installed. Back down around, standing under the arch, on out toward San Francisco across the lagoon. Another view of the Harbor Restaurant, the chicken restaurant, on around. Amity area development walls in work, back on out toward Lombard's. Nice pan across from Discovery Center through Jurassic Park area development toward Jurassic Park store, back to the ride waterfall, swinging on around toward Treetops. This whole area is reaching a high level of completion. First section of area development main walkway hardscape has been completed in Jurassic Park. It's Swinging on around to the entry palapa. Within the entry palapa, we've now installed the Hammond statue. Another pan around the lagoon from Jurassic Park, on around toward Amity, moving on in toward Discovery Center and Ice Age snacks. Waterworld Q, considerable progress made in exteriors, area development paving, props installation, guest weather cover, shade cover, fabric installation, on around to the catamaran at the front of the area. Amity Chicken Restaurant from the attraction side, on around through the load or the unload, standing on the load. Prop areas, buildings are complete. Small prop boats have been installed, swinging on around toward the departure harbor. Back into the boat service building, complete, ready to accept the boats. Another pan across the Jaws Fin Shark Harbor. You can see we've installed one of the larger prop boats in this area. Back on around to the lighthouse and the bridge leading to the departure harbor. Backstage at Waterworld, the Deacon's boat and the other free-running boat, both have arrived, have been operated, and have been approved for operation. Waterworld airplane now complete. Second plane now being fabricated for maintenance, should be available by late November. Guest seating installation complete at Waterworld, also at Animal Actors, and in progress at Wild West. I guess we'll always finish here at Waterworld. Props have been installed, tires have been installed. The show is ready to head for the final parts of test and adjust and the beginnings of integration. Set looks fantastic. Hopefully the video has improved since the first one.